Hello, everybody. Welcome to Email Crushing It. I still can't get over how clever a name that is. And I came up with it myself. And, just self pats on the back all around. I'm super excited today. As you know, I mean, have I done this much hype on anything in my life? I'm not sure I have. This is the tool that I'm about to share with you, well, that Cameron is about to share with you, is one that has got me so jazzed if you are a ConvertKit user, and I think you'll see why here in just a moment. I'm super excited about it because, as you know, I'm a big fan, a big shill for ConvertKit, soon to be Kit. By the way, they launched their new logo today. Did you see that? And I love the platform. I use it all the time, but it does have its own limitations. And so what we're going to talk about today is how this tool called Broadcast Boost that Cameron has created helps me personally overcome many of the limitations, and I use it literally daily. So before I get into that, there's a few news and notes I want to share with you. So if you are on ConvertKit already, you don't need to know this, but I figured that there might be a person or two that was just curious because of all this hype and has been thinking about moving to ConvertKit. If that's you, I will help you. Now, what a guy. The idea here is that if you'll fill out this form, I can help you migrate from whatever platform you're on with the help of the ConvertKit migrations team and pick up your subscribers, your sequences, your forms, and we'll drop them into ConvertKit. Moving mailing list providers is almost as bad as moving in real life, and sometimes worse. So we try to make that as easy as possible. If that's you, if you have a second site that you're moving to ConvertKit or whatever, and you just want a little bit of help, go ahead and fill out that down below. I will 100% do my best to help shepherd that through so it's easy for you. So that link is right there. Also, I wanted to give you a little sneak peek into something that has been going on in my life for the last year or so, and I'm loving it. I'm super excited about this service that I've been able to provide. I don't know how many people know this, I've been fairly tight-lipped about it, but I'm doing done-for-you email services specifically for food creators. I have a small boutique, I guess it's an agency, is that what it is? Where I can handle only a handful of clients, and for them, I do all of their email stuff. If the criteria that's on your screen fits you, and you are interested in learning more about it, let's talk. Again, I have a very short list, very short or small capacity at this moment, so it's by invitation or by application only right now. But if that's you and you want to know more about it, you're serious about it, then go ahead and fill out the form that's on your screen, and I would love to chat with you about it. Okay? All right. Without further ado, I want to introduce you to Cameron, who is the creator and founder of Broadcast Boost. He is a ninja-like software developer, and one of his superpowers is being able to take complex concepts and being able to boil it down into something usable. And the interface that you're going to see in just a second, and the insights that you're about to get through Broadcast Boost are, well, they're actually game-changing. They have been for me. So here's the little secret behind this. Cameron and I have been working together. I hired Cameron because I had some specific things that I needed. And he built these amazing tools based off of what I wanted out of understanding what's working in ConvertKit. This is all about campaigns, specifically broadcasts in ConvertKit, and how things are performing. Because as you know, and Cameron will highlight here in just a moment, it's really hard to get that stuff out of ConvertKit in its native setup. It's there, most of it, but it is difficult to retrieve. So as we were talking about this, and I have been just soaking this up, using this every single day, we were discussing what a great tool this would be for everybody. And when ConvertKit launched their app store in June, Cameron jumped on it. And that's the genesis of Broadcast Boost, and he is bringing that to you today. And I just want to be clear, I don't have an affiliate relationship. I don't have equity in the company, doggone it. I'm kind of bummed about that. It's as you'll see, it's a super useful tool. And I think that every one of you, if you use ConvertKit, should pay a very close listen to this. So I'm going to turn I got to quit talking. I'm going to turn the time over to Cameron so that he can introduce himself and introduce Broadcast Boost to you.
Hey everyone, I'm Cameron. So I'm saying hey from Utah. I saw someone in the chat is from Eagle Mountain. I'm actually in Lehi right now, so maybe we'll cross paths someday. I'm a software engineer. Oh, Katie, is that you? Okay, we'll have to meet up sometime. I'm a software engineer by trade, and in the nights I also program for fun. And so that's what I did here. I knew there was a problem and about how to view data in ConvertKit, and I'll show you in just a sec, like the reason that I'm sure all of you are very familiar with of why that's so tough. And so I guess let's just jump into it. You've been waiting long enough. Give me 1 second. I'm having some technical difficulties sharing my screen. Okay, I'll have to hop from the meeting, but I'll be right back.
No, you just want me to share mine?
Oh, sure. Yeah,
I've got it. You just want the dashboard, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just do it, and you can just walk me through it.
Okay.
Just a sec.
All right. So this is the Broadcast Boost dashboard. What you see here is an aggregation of all of the broadcasts this account has ever sent, from the beginning of the account to what's even scheduled for the future. And it puts it in a nice, almost like spreadsheet-like format, giving you the ability to quickly compare things across rows, across columns, see things side by side. Matt, could you open up ConvertKit?
Sure.
Like, I don't know if you have quick access to that, but
yeah.
It's just, it's beautiful when you compare it to how hard it is to see all of the stats from your broadcast data in the actual ConvertKit app.
Inside ConvertKit, we go to send and broadcasts. And here, if we even look at published.
Perfect. Yeah. So right there, you see under each broadcast, you'll have the recipients, the open rate, click rate, all the stats that you need to make informed decisions. But it can be pretty tough to actually view trends and decide how best to use this data. And so that's what Broadcast Boost does, is it puts it all right in front of you with a few added benefits as well. So as you can see across the top, you have familiar things like subject line, send date, recipients, opens and clicks. But there are a few other metrics that are being computed on our back end, like clicks per unique clicker, unsubscribe rate, unique clickers, things that ConvertKit doesn't actually give you access to. And these can be really powerful data points for you to have as you're shaping what your future campaigns are going to look like, whether it's the subject line, what works or what doesn't, or the content of the email itself. This is hopefully going to help you unlock even more from that. Broadcast Boost also, beyond just giving you an easy way to view all your data, it'll allow you to view the content of the email and also do things like reschedule your broadcast for the future, so you don't have to jump back and forth between ConvertKit and Broadcast Boost. Sorry, I see there's a question in the chat. Can you click on it? Yes, you are. Can you show us an example, Matt?
Oh, sorry. What am I showing?
Just click view broadcast right there. So yeah, it doesn't contain all of the original formatting. Some of it gets lost in translation, but you can quickly view, oh, well, what's going right here? Let me open it up. This format is working for clicks for some reason. Let's try to dig into that. So it gives it all to you at just the power of your fingertips. Great question. Thanks for bringing that up. Yeah, also in that menu, you see there's reschedule broadcast, which allows you to tweak the subject line, pick a new send date, and then it'll automatically upload it to ConvertKit with the existing content, and then you can go into ConvertKit. You can tweak whatever you want there. This just makes it super easy to just get it and go. It's just a very quick win. You don't have to go digging through your past broadcasts to see what worked and then reschedule those one by one.
Actually, I can do it real quick and show you. We do that. Now it's going to send that information over to ConvertKit.
So, Paul, that is a great question. How deep can you go? Can you search performance by tag? That's a really good question. Right now, we don't have a way to get tags from ConvertKit, but I've heard many people request this, and so I'm going to be bugging the ConvertKit developers to get this, added into their API so we can have access to that. But in the meantime, we might even just add in custom tags, so you can label it yourself and say, I want to search only by these things. On the other hand, you can filter and search by specific keywords. So if you have campaigns that all share like the same template name, or in the description they have the name of the campaign that they're a part of, those things will allow you to go a little bit deeper in that way.
So there's that test that reschedule. Boom, it's already in there. It's even scheduled to go if we want. So don't even have to, if you don't need to, or you don't need to make any changes, you can send it, just resend it as is, just right through the Broadcast Boost interface.
Perfect. Thanks for showing that.
All right.
Yeah, so let's hop back over to the slides and then we'll keep going.
Okay.
Sarah, what are some of the things that get lost in translation? Mostly just styles. So like if you have a primary color saved in your ConvertKit account, sometimes the buttons don't show those exactly. So like here you can see it's just try this recipe. That should be a button, but it just shows as text. So sometimes it's hard to see that.
That hasn't been an issue for me. Usually I just need a reminder of what this was to be able to see what was that email that we were sending and etc.
So real quick, so when you actually reschedule from here, that does not affect the colors and stuff in the actual email that gets scheduled in ConvertKit, correct?
Correct.
Thank you.
Cool. So here we have a little bit, just a short presentation. Can you go to the next slide? If you want to catch this replay, don't worry about taking notes. Just go to this URL, drop your email in. Looks like Matt just dropped it in the group chat for that link. And that way you'll be able to get all this on replay. So there are three main things that Broadcast Boost does well for you as creators. And I want to go over each of them. The first one is help you save time. So I'll talk about like a quick way that this will help you save time. And then I'll pass the baton back to Matt, and he's going to go deep on how he uses it and show us some actual like live examples in an account that he has access to. So, being a creator, whether it's a blogger or YouTuber, I don't know exactly what everyone's roles are out there, but it doesn't mean that you have to create original content every single time. Like you can be sending out emails that are from maybe a year ago, 2 years ago, and it's very likely that your consumers won't remember what was in the exact content of that email. And so rescheduling broadcasts quickly and easily is a huge way that you can save time for you and just keep the machine rolling, keep making more money, driving engagement to your site. And so here is a little example of just reusing some past Christmas themed broadcasts. So what I did is I clicked on that search bar, typed in Christmas, and then you can go in and you can sort by open rate and click rate and find what's working well and just say, hey, okay, Christmas Day recipes, let's just send that again. It worked well last year. I'm sure most people probably won't remember the exact email that they received. And there you can see it was scheduled.
Yeah. So
Yeah, well,
this obviously that works great if you're doing an individual campaign. You know that you want to run it. By the way, what you can do with this too is have it reschedule and then go and make whatever tweaks that you're going to do. So even if you just like the guts of it, the skeleton or the subject line and the first couple of things that are in the email and you want to tweak the rest of it, this is super easy to do that. You know, if you use ConvertKit at all, you know how much of a challenge it can be to format an email. So if you get one that's even kind of close, you can put it in, hit reschedule, put it in there, and then you can even put it in your drafts that you can use going forward. So as far as a genius tip here about how I've been using this on an ongoing basis is, like Cameron said, your existing content is, you've been doing this a long time. Your content is, much of it can be reused and repurposed. So let's figure out what the good stuff is. And so what I have been doing in the way that I have been using this tool is, in fact, I'm just going to open it up here and show you, is I'm going to go into, well, first of all, if you don't have this, maybe go grab yourself if you don't have a template like this that you're using to manage your upcoming email schedule. This is free. It's a spreadsheet that I've created. You're going to get here, just come up and go to make a copy, and then make one for yourself. And here, there's a whole bunch of sample type of content. And then what the recipes, in this case, it's catered to food, but whatever yours is, what the links might be that you would include in here. If you change this date right here, let's say you're not sending on Saturdays, but you're sending on Sundays. If you just change the first Sunday of the year, it'll update all the rest of these. Okay. So anyway, if you don't have that resource, many of you already have this, but if you don't have that, or you don't, if you want to use that, go for it. So what I might do with this is I come in here, I'm going to go back to the dashboard, and we can do a couple of things to make this view even better for ourselves. Well, the first thing,
no sé el tema del piso, espérame.
first thing we've
Pasarle agua.
got to unmute, or we've got to mute some folks here real quick. But what we can do is we can come over here to the filters, and I can modify my date range. Okay, so let's look at last Q4. Let's go back. That was October 1st through January 1st, right? And I'm going to, you'll notice that it has recipients in there. They have different, different number of recipients that you're going to be sending to. So what I might do here is I'm going to make sure that it's going to everybody, but I want there to have been, I don't want the sends that were like one-offs. So, or might have been to a smaller group, because ConvertKit, it's hard to tell what those are. So I might just change the number of recipients so it'll modify it. And then you'll also notice, did you see how there was a bunch of zeros in there? Those are my scheduled broadcasts. It's pulling in the queued up broadcasts that are going to be sent, because I am well prepared. I'm way ahead of the game getting my stuff out there. So what I might do to avoid seeing those in that data is simply do a swap this out and go 1. And when I update this, okay, now it made that update. You see that? So now I've got in order I've got all of 2023's data. Now what can I do? Well, of course I can sort. My first thing that I'm going to sort by is open rate. You notice it's got these green arrows. Cameron, tell us what the little green arrows mean.
So it's just to add a little bit of glance value. So you'll see there's green, and on the bottom right, there's a red one, if you can see that too on the screen. Those are the top 10% and the bottom 10% performers of those categories. So these are like the best of the best open rate, click rate, clicks per unique clicker that are on your account.
Right. We're going to talk about some of the specifics of this data here in a minute. One thing that you'll notice is that if you want a cleaner look, if certain things just don't matter to you, you can highlight them and hide them here. Okay, so let's say I don't really care about unsubscribes, which I do, but let's say I didn't. Then you can just see how that cleans this up. So what I might do here is, as I am looking at Q4 of last year, is let's figure out what were the best opens. Now, I'm not going to schedule just yet. What I'm going to do is I'm just looking for what are the best opens. Well, soups are, soups still work. So I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to plug it in. In fact, I'll just do it down here. I'm just going to plug these in right here real quick to show you how fast. I'm going to do some of these 30-minute fall dinners. That's always a winner. So I'm going to plug that in here. And then I'm going to do old favorites from the archive. That's interesting. That's not necessarily seasonal. So I might put that, that's an interesting idea. I might put that over here. I'll come back to that. Obviously, I can get much more organized around this. And then what I might do is say, well, with my open rate, that was important. But perhaps I had a poor open rate, but people really wanted the content inside. And that might simply be because I didn't do a great job on the subject line. So let's look at open rate. I'm also going to look at click rate. All right, so I'm going to modify this. And you can see here, there's a couple that I would not have included, but the click rate was pretty high on this. The 10 all-time best. All right, that again, not seasonal. So I'm going to drop that over here. Perfect pasta night. I would have missed that if I'd just gone on open rate. What does that tell me? That tells me that people are interested in the pasta recipes, or at least those people that went into it. So could I improve upon that subject line, get more people into it, and use the same content? Absolutely. Could you see that easily in ConvertKit by itself? Nope. That would be really, really hard to find that. So that's a little nugget right there. Now what can I do? Now I can just come in here and start plugging them in. Yeah, I'm going to do that one there. 30-minute fall dinners. 0-minute fall dinners is even faster. A lot of people don't know that. And so then I would just do this exercise. I can have my year done in a half hour. Right? So super simple. One last thing that I want to emphasize. Clicks per unique clicker. This is something that Cameron and I were talking about a lot. And this is the only tool that will give this to you. What this is telling you is if somebody clicked something in your email, how many links did they click? How many times did they click? So a unique person, in this case, one unique clicker clicked 2.7 times. What does that mean? That means that whoever opened and clicked something inside Brownies and Bars, they really liked the Brownies and Bars more than anything else. They clicked almost 3 different things. Why? Well, these people are addicted to brownies. It's a problem. It happens to the best of us. Don't let it happen to you. So what I might do with that information is go, dang, I love those clicks. I can do better with that subject line. And so I'm just going to go rework the subject line, but I'm going to keep those good recipes in there or articles that people are interested in. Does that make sense? I hope you see how powerful this can be if we start looking at the individual components of that and then create a holistic picture for your broadcast strategy going forward. Cameron?
Yeah, thank you. So I've been kind of responding as Matt was talking to the comments. If I didn't get to it, maybe I'll hop back on it after this section and then hopefully get to it there. But keep them coming. These are great questions. So the second way Broadcast Boost helps creators is helps you get seen more. It's very often that I get personally an email that I see come into my inbox and I'm like, I don't think that subject line is like has any pertinence to me like as a consumer. And so it just gets auto archived. I just swipe right and it's gone from my inbox. So it's really important to learn what your specific audience engages with. And I'm sure you all already have a good idea of what that is. And it's so different from creator to creator, especially with different types like food blogger to fitness influencer to whatever it may be. So just being able to search by or sort by the open rate, the click rate, the clicks per unique clicker will help you to see what does your audience actually engage with? What will get them to come to your site and help you get some traffic and make some money. So a quick win that we can look at here is just sorting by open rate and finding some click-worthy subject lines. So I'm going to look back and sort by this past year. And here are all of the broadcasts for 2023. And I just sorted it by open rate so we can see what emails had subject lines that were interesting to, to them. What are things that they clicked on so that they actually engaged? And then again, quickly reschedule. It's just these quick wins they're quick, but that's the beauty of it. You just keep rinse and repeat. You redo what's working well and continue to grow your audience.
All right, so that takes me to genius tip number 2. Am I overselling it with the genius label? I mean, this is like Albert Einstein level stuff, right? So what I love about this, working on your open rates is beyond just looking at the individual subject lines performance. With the way that Broadcast Boost is set up, it's so much easier now to look at themes. What is actually getting performance over time? If we came back to this and you looked at your published, all you get to see is like, if you can compare these, the last 8 or last 10, excuse me, it's really hard to get any sort of zoomed out perspective. But watch this. When I take this now, and I'm gonna look at my filters again, I'm gonna change my send date. So it's gonna go back to the beginning of January of 2023. So let's do the last year and change till now. All right. And here, let's see my recipients. Yeah, that's fine. Clicks. Yeah, that's fine. Hit apply. All right. So this is going to give me the last year plus. And then I'm going to, again, sort by open rate. Now, all I'm doing here, I'm eyeballing this. Of course, you could get more advanced. You could take some of this, drop it into a spreadsheet, put it in ChatGPT, do some analysis or whatever. But just eyeballing it, if I'm looking at the all-time best subject lines and look, or by this time frame, or I could do it by seasons or certain audience sizes, I'm ignoring click rates right now and just looking at subject lines. What themes tend to jump out? Look at this. I've got, okay, Sweet Tooth Sunday, warm-up soups, best of September, heavenly lunches, 30-minute fall dinners, family dinner favorites, old favorites from the archive, 20-minute dinners, best fall recipes, most stolen fall recipe. You see where I'm going here? The first thing that jumps out to me is anything with social proof already is in my tops. Best of, most popular, family favorites, old favorites. Now, did I need data to tell me that? No, but we forget, don't we? We get clever. We try different things to see what works. But when I zoom out now over the course of the last 18 months or so, it's still the social proof elements come through. I'm a little surprised by best of potatoes, but hey, whatever, The other thing that I'm seeing here too, that may not have been intuitive to me right off the bat until I see it, is time-based, 30-minute, 20-minute. I kind of wonder what happens if I put in minute here. How often did I use that? I don't know. Okay, so you can start to compare how did these do over time and what were the results if you have that in-depth kind of insight. Does that work? Well, maybe, maybe not. Was it a flash in the pan? I don't think so, because people are in a hurry when they're making dinner. But yeah, you can start to line these up and see those different themes. All right, let's figure out how to make more money, Cameron.
Great, perfect. So this is the last bullet. I think this is probably the most important for all of you. How to make more money. So I mentioned earlier, clicks per unique clicker, and Matt also mentioned it, that one is something that we're computing and calculating ourselves, but it's like, how many times did the average person click on a link? Or how many links did the average user click on when they viewed the content of your email? And so this is huge, considering I'm guessing most, if not all of you, make your money when they actually visit your website. So if you optimize for your clicks and your clicks per unique clicker, then you're optimizing, for cash. So the quick win here is find the biggest money makers and resend them. So you can, as you're sorting and looking through your table, you can quickly see, hey, here these broadcasts had a really high clicks per unique clicker. Let's view the broadcast. What was going on here that was working so well? and maybe I can replicate it in future emails, or just resend this one because it's working already.
All right, so I want to build on this because today, and I've been telling my clients and my students this, I'm as excited as ever because we have more data than ever before, more reliable data related to email. So I shared this stat at Tastemakers before. This is back in February. Tastemakers is a conference specifically for food creators, but this is before, or excuse me, March. This is before we have even all the good things that have happened since then, which I'll mention in just a moment. I had 11 big-time content creators look at their session RPMs where they were able to identify that it came from ConvertKit. I think these were actually all Mediavine people because they had access to that information in their data in their dashboard, and compare that to their overall session RPMs at that time, before everybody being optimized with newsletter identity or Mediavine's integration with ConvertKit. Already there was a 22% difference in RPMs across the board on somebody that comes from an email link versus a general overall session. Now that's probably a little bit intuitive, right? You kind of get that. If your install base, your subscribers, the people who dig you, they click on something because they're interested in you. They already have this relationship with you. Maybe they're coming to consume your articles, your recipes, with you being the subject matter expert in their mind already. And so they dwell a little bit longer. More ads are being shown, etc. So that's all there. But now we know even better. Every one of you who are on Mediavine or Raptive now have access to understanding what your ConvertKit links are bringing you as it relates to the RPMs on your website. If you've not ever got this from me, many of you have, I have a calculator. I'm going to drop this into the chat here. I don't know why it has to have sound effects when I do that. We go here, you're going to get, basically it's going to send you this file. And then you just have to edit these things in yellow. How much or how many email subscribers do you have? How many times are you sending each month? What are your average page views per click? What's your RPM from that data? Or you can just guess. And what is your ESP cost? That's your ConvertKit cost, and so forth. Okay, just fill it out. And you start to get a better sense of what your, how much money you're actually making. I shared this in the Facebook group yesterday. Raptive has now made it available. This is not always, but this has been available through Mediavine's dashboard. It wasn't as reliable data, but they've had it. But now Raptive is trying to keep pace. They've added email as a traffic source into your Raptive dashboard. Now, as a word of caution here, the information that's in there, it's only as accurate as of August 27th related to Raptive. So anything before that, your numbers are going to be all over the place right now because it's going to be, the sample size is very, very small. Maybe you sent a broadcast or two in that time. Maybe a few people have clicked it. It's not historically probably accurate. I wouldn't use those numbers as long-term for right now because it'll probably even out over the next month or two, and then you'll have a number that you can count on. But this is possible because inside ConvertKit, if you're not using this, oh, please go turn this on. For the love of Katniss Everdeen, go do this. If you come down here inside ConvertKit, you go to Advanced, you scroll down here, you want both of these bad boys on under Advanced Tracking, okay? You want both of those on. The reason for that is that's sending the right information to Raptive or Mediavine so that they can track this better. That's what this one does here. This is tapping into that whole newsletter identity stuff, that first party cookie stuff that both companies are leveraging. And this one is for your Google Analytics so that you can better track it in the future. So do yourself a favor and go turn those on if you don't. Literally, go check it. You're leaving money on the table. Why am I bringing this up? Why is this the genius tip? Well, when you come back to this, you start looking at these, guess what you can do now? You can start assigning, or when you have this, by the way, when you have this piece, You can start assigning every broadcast a dollar value. You are getting paid every time you send an email. Okay? So this is kind of a no-brainer, but making money in this way boils down to build a big engaged list, send more emails that get opened, and enjoy the ad revenue from those clicks. All right. I hope that helps. That's just scratching the surface of how I personally am using Broadcast Boost for my own projects, for those of my clients. And I thought it was real important that you get a sense of this. I have not kept up with all the questions here. Before we go too far, Cameron, were there any broad questions that ever, because if people are listening to the recording, they won't see the chat, the chat notes. Are there any broad questions that people asked that need to be addressed before you wrap up with your special offer?
No, I don't think so. I guess there was some questions asked about like, will this work for sequences? Right now, ConvertKit doesn't make that data available through their API. I have bugged them in the past about including that because I think that would be really valuable, especially with like the value of like Forever series. But not yet. So that's a bummer. Hopefully soon. But I think that's it. Yeah, they're great questions though. Thank you for all of your feedback, even. So yeah, thank you for joining this webinar. I wanted to give you all something for spending your time here. So if you go to the next slide, if you go into the app and click on the subscribe button under the monthly membership, and then you go in and you click, you do the next slide too. You click the promo code and then enter the promo code email crush. You'll get the first month free. And this is just, show you like a big thanks for spending your time here. And also because I want to learn from you. So not only will this promo code give you the first month, but I'd like to introduce a bonus deal where if you use this promo code that you can email me personally, Cameron@broadcastboost.com, and share an experience, just like how you've used the tool, maybe things that you wish it did, or maybe things that you just wish it didn't do, like bugs that you find, because that will help me to learn what you want, what you need in order to get more value and just continue that cycle of getting seen more, saving time and making more money yourselves. So if you do that, if you send me that email, then I'll put a $10 credit towards whatever your next billing is for Broadcast Boost. So yeah, there's some instructions right there about what to do to sign up, and hopefully you can revisit this video if you need a reminder on what those instructions are. Can you toggle down to the last screen?
I sure can.
Thanks. And if you want to sign up for this, like a newsletter, just 5 secrets to get more from Broadcast Boost. We'll be sending this out in just the coming weeks to, again, maybe some of these things will be learnings that you share with me through those emails, because I definitely don't know everything about this tool yet. I know it's a tool. I know that there are certain ways to use it, but I love the creativity that I've seen as I've put this in the hands of real people and the feedback that they've given. So, so sign up if you want some more tips and insights there.
Awesome. Thank you, Cameron. So one thing that you didn't mention that I want to make sure people understand, it's about this right here. So tell them about this $25 thing. Is that the forever price?
Oh, this is the intro price. We'll see how long it stays this low. But we know that this will bring value. So $25 is where we're starting at.
My suggestion, everybody, is you're going to get, so if you do what we've been talking about here, and you start looking at how am I going to make more money with email and how am I going to use Broadcast Boost to do it, you're going to get $25 off of one broadcast or more. All right. If I'm you, which I have and will continue to do, As soon as that free month is up, I am locking up that annual membership that Cameron, before he figures this out. And I would take full advantage of that. I'm super jazzed that he allowed for us to be the first. Legit, you all are the first. There's been a handful of alpha testers that I think have tried it out. And fortunately, I've had the good fortune of being able to experiment with it and play with it. I guess now is as good a time as any to actually tell you that I mentioned that we don't have any financial relationship, but there actually is a DNA relationship. Cameron is my son, and the father of the cutest grandchild on the planet. I wish you were doing this from home so I could see Claire, Cameron. But the fact that there is nepotism going on here is unrelated to the effectiveness, I hope you will see, of this tool. So anyway, I hope you all give it a try. If you have any feedback for me, so you can send it to me, but Cameron's your guy as it relates to Broadcast Boost. And with that, I am looking right now to kind of start up the Email Crushing It series in earnest. So if there's any fourth quarter things that you'd like to hear about, or people you'd like me to interview in October or November, I have some slots for that. So send me your thoughts, because I'd love to queue up somebody where it might help you. All right. Thanks for being here, everybody. I appreciate you putting up with my hype train. This has been fun, but I think in this case, it's well worth it. Have a great rest of your week. And if you're doing anything besides email, you're probably doing it wrong. We will see you later.